Happy Thursday morning, May 13, 2021. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Thursday morning edition of The Morning Show with Riley King. I'm Riley King, and it's time to rise and shine and get this Thursday off to a good start. So sit back, relax, grab that good cup of coffee, and enjoy this Thursday morning edition of The Morning Show with Riley King, where we have a little bit of everything for you in this program. So let's get started. I hope you all enjoy watching this Thursday edition of The Morning Show with Riley King. Happy Thursday, everyone. First step, two planes involved in a mid-air collision near Denver. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
We turn next tonight here to the remarkable scene near Denver playing out. Two planes involved in a mid-air collision. One plane deploying its emergency parachute while going down. The other plane, the fuselage, ripped wide open. The planes were both getting ready to land on parallel runways. And here's ABC's Kaylee Hartung tonight.
Roger, there's an emergency in progress.
Tonight, that remarkable sight. A parachute guiding this plane safely to the ground, saving the lives of the two people on board.
Tower, that was a definite midair.
It followed a mid-air collision with this plane just outside Denver.
Looks like the right engine failed.
Despite the extensive damage to the plane, the pilot alone on board was able to land it safely. He was unhurt. Both planes had been cleared for landing on parallel runways at Centennial Airport, but one plane overshot his final approach, and then the mid-air collision.
10 Tower, there's a 901 that dropped the parachute.
The single-engine Cirrus, the only company with its own revolutionary parachute system for an aircraft, successfully deploying it and preventing an almost certain tragedy.
And David, tonight the NTSB will begin its investigation. Both pilots will face intense interviews with investigators to figure out how this happened at one of America's busiest airports for private pilots and non-commercial flights. David.
All right, Kaylee Hartung tonight. Kaylee, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stefano.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Colonial Pipeline restarts operation. Gas prices spike. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
At Panera, we make dinner easy and cheesy. Order our delicious mac and cheese for dinner tonight with delivery or pickup, only at Panera.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Wednesday night. And we begin tonight with that news coming in just a short time ago. The nation's largest gas pipeline shut down after that Russian-based cyber attack here in the U.S. has just now been put back online. The company, Colonial Pipeline, just announcing they have restarted operation of the pipeline, but it will take days now to get the gas stations from the south right up to the East Coast back up and running. In the meantime, tonight, long lines, gas stations out of fuel, and that report of $7 a gallon in one location. Authorities tonight with a warning about price gouging. Long lines at a Sam's Club. This is Charlotte, North Carolina here. That state reporting up to 2/3 of its gas stations out of fuel. The shutdown affecting thousands of stations. And tonight, with this news just in, it still means it could be days before we're back to normal. The national average for a gallon of gas above $3 for the first time since 2014, the first time in 7 years. And again tonight to show you just how much is affected by this one cyber attack. That pipeline runs 5,500 miles from Texas straight up to New Jersey. So tonight here, drivers asking how much longer, when will prices stabilize? And of course, the larger question, what is the U.S. doing to keep this from happening again? ABC's Gio Benitez leads us off from Atlanta tonight.
Tonight, Colonial Pipeline says it has restarted operations more than 5 days after Russian-linked hackers forced them to shut the pipeline down. Still tonight, the effects of that shutdown. Drivers in several states are paying top dollar at the pump if they can even find gas.
Absolute insanity. Everyone is panic buying.
Drivers lined up overnight at gas stations in Georgia.
I don't get gas, I'm going to be sleeping in my car tonight at work.
Gas Buddy reporting at one point nearly 2/3 of all stations in North Carolina were out of fuel, and more than half just here in Atlanta. And you can see right here, someone has brought several gas cans to stock up on whatever gas is left. Prices jumping about 10 cents overnight in South Carolina and 8 cents in Virginia. Today in Georgia, 24 cents since last week. This Virginia station charging nearly $7 a gallon.
6 gallons of gas for $35, that's absolutely ridiculous.
If there's price gouging going on, we won't hesitate to make sure our laws are enforced.
Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg announcing they're waiving weight restrictions so trucks can carry more fuel, addressing reports of people hoarding gas.
Hoarding does not make things better, and under no circumstances should gasoline ever be put into anything but a vehicle directly or an approved container.
CISA, the agency in charge of cybersecurity, says the Russian-linked group of hackers known as DarkSide gained access to Colonial's IT system, but that there was no indication that Colonial's operational networks were directly hit. Experts say the group has taken advantage of more than 40 victims in the last few years. Security analysts say this shows how vulnerable America's cyber infrastructure really is.
It is absolutely a roadmap for enemies and adversaries to potentially carry out a devastating blow against our critical infrastructure and really damage, not only our economy, but lead to injury or potentially loss of life.
No question about that. Gio Benitez joins us now live from Atlanta tonight. And Gio, the late news, the pipeline now back up and running, but we know Memorial Day still a couple of weeks away. Millions will hit the roads, and it could take that long to get back up to speed from Texas all the way up to the Northeast.
Yeah, that's right, David. We're talking about 2 weeks to get that gas all the way from Texas to the Northeast. And on that price gouging, remember, those state of emergency orders specifically mention price gouging. So state officials say they will investigate any complaint, and if they have to, they'll prosecute them. David?
Gio Benitez leading us off tonight from Atlanta. Gio, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. House Republicans vote to remove Cheney from leadership. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
Guys, I have another box.
Also have new reporting tonight amid the battle inside the Republican Party. Representative Liz Cheney tonight ousted from her leadership position today for speaking out against President Trump and about lies involving the election. It took just minutes with reports of boos while Cheney made a last-ditch argument to save her post, and she argued the Republican Party. Moments after the vote, Cheney saying she promises to do everything she can to, quote, ensure that the former president never again gets near the Oval Office. ABC's Rachel Scott back on the Hill again tonight.
Tonight, the historic vote. House Republicans forcing Congresswoman Liz Cheney from her leadership position for one simple reason. She refuses to stay silent about Donald Trump's lies about the election. Behind closed doors, Cheney had begged her colleagues not to, quote, let the former president drag us backward and make us complicit in his efforts to unravel our democracy. But they booed her, and within 15 minutes, she was ousted in a secret voice vote. I spoke with one of her few defenders. Was there anyone that tried to stop this from going forward? Anyone that spoke out in her defense?
No, it all just happened so quick. It was kind of blinding for all of us. None of us expected this. You had a few that stood up trying to ask a question, but they were quickly gavelled down.
Afterwards, Cheney defiant.
That we must go forward based on truth. We cannot both embrace the big lie and embrace the Constitution.
Hours earlier, she took to the House floor.
Remaining silent and ignoring the lie emboldens the liar. I will not participate in that.
Cheney's downfall engineered by House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy, who today denied Republicans are embracing Trump's lies. McCarthy speaking to reporters after his first meeting with President Biden at the White House.
I don't think anybody is questioning the legitimacy of the presidential election. I think that is all over with. We're sitting there with the president today.
But McCarthy himself voted to overturn the election. Many Republicans still openly question the results. And today, a GOP congressman denied there was even an insurrection at the Capitol on January 6th.
Watching the TV footage of those who entered the Capitol and walked through Statuary Hall showed people in an orderly fashion staying between the stanchions and ropes taking videos and pictures. You know, if you didn't know the TV footage was a video from January the 6th, you would actually think it was a normal tourist visit.
Of course, the video that day tells a very different story. The former president himself has relentlessly pushed lies about the election. Today, he called Liz Cheney a bitter, horrible human being. Cheney herself now on a mission.
I will do everything I can to ensure that the former president never again gets anywhere near the Oval Office.
What a scene playing out on the Hill today. Rachel Scott back up on the Hill tonight. And Rachel, as you've reported here, Liz Cheney voted with President Trump on his agenda about 93% of the time. We know that's much more than the congresswoman in line to replace her, Congresswoman Elise Stefanik. Today, the Republican leader, Kevin McCarthy, actually insisting that nobody is questioning the legitimacy of the election. But then hours later, you reported that Stefanik said there are serious issues related to the election.
That's right, David. Congresswoman Elise Stefanik saying today that there are, quote, irregularities in key battleground states like Georgia, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. She is all in for former President Donald Trump. He has endorsed her, which makes her a clear frontrunner when Republicans vote to replace Cheney on Friday. David?
Rachel Scott following it all on the Hill for us. Rachel, thanks to you again tonight.
Hi, everyone.
Okay, there you go on that video and that report. And we are going to switch gears now, and let's go into the weather. And here's a look at the weather across the United States for all of you this Thursday. And as you can see, is all clear in Boston and New Hampshire and Maine and along the whole East Coast. It's clear, but once you get into Florida, there's a little bit of showers in Tampa Bay, Florida area, and a little bit of showers over here as well and up here as well. Otherwise, it is mostly dry and quiet across the United States for this Thursday. Happy Thursday, everyone. And we are going to switch gears now. And we are going to take a look at this video. How Tennessee businesses are getting back on their feet. Let's take a look.
Dive into summer with savings on outdoor furniture, outdoor games, and all the essentials to grill up everyone's favorites. Shop now for an extra 15% off and Kohl's Cash too. Kohl's.
Now that's some bluegrass to get you moving this Wednesday. Courtesy of the Wild Roots Band at Dollywood. Robin and Will Reeve are live there this morning as we rise and shine in Tennessee. Robin, how goes it?
We just saw a duck waddle by.
They're everywhere here.
But we are here to see how Tennesseans are doing after a year of the pandemic restrictions as the state really begins to safely open up. And we're going to, well, you found some folks that they're not just surviving, they are thriving.
They really are, Robin, and it is a testament to the resiliency and ingenuity we've seen throughout the pandemic. These businesses, they're finding a way to pivot and to stay afloat. Take a look.
From the mountains to Music City, Tennessee is roaring back to life. While cases of COVID-19 peaked here last winter, Tennesseans felt some of the harshest effects of the pandemic early on in 2020. as shutdowns decimated the state's previously booming tourism and hospitality industries. But for Chef Michael Hanna, the pandemic presented a rare opportunity to start his own business.
It gave me the courage to go out there and just do it out of necessity. And after about a month, it was pushing 20 pizzas out of our house a night.
St. Vito Focacciaria was born. He's now on his way to leasing his own storefront. For Barry Angela Segovia and Malia Bass, the pandemic actually helped boost their rolled ice cream food truck business. Rolled forever, despite the festivals and events they usually serviced being canceled.
We would go to neighborhoods in different towns around Nashville and just offer them curbside pickup. It was perfect.
Because nobody was able to really go out, so having stuff come to them was like a luxury at that time.
While it's known for its strong whiskey, Tennessee may also be remembered for its equally potent hand sanitizer. Last spring, distilleries like Old Glory Distilling Company paused their whiskey and bourbon operation to send help to the front lines, producing and shipping hand sanitizer across 48 states. Here in Pigeon Forge, Chris Roberts rolled with the pandemic's punches at his outdoor gravity park, where you can roll down a 1,000-foot hill in this contraption called a Zorb. He credits TikTok for keeping his business alive.
TikTok was the major platform for us for getting people here after the pandemic.
You went viral, people came to your business.
Absolutely.
This wild and wacky town is home to about 6,000 residents, but hosts around 9 million tourists a year. The crown jewel, of course, is Dollywood, and its soaring roller coasters. And the Great Smoky Mountains. I took a trip to Anakeesta, a nature immersive theme park, for a bird's eye view. This is a zip line, 1,100 feet, 125 feet in the air, 25 miles per hour. Here we go. Great Smoky Mountains National Park is the most popular in the country.
This park gets more annual visitors than the Grand Canyon, Yosemite, and Yellowstone combined.
Here, through the signature blue haze, the sun finds a way to rise and shine.
Fit that in, rise and shine. Looks like you had a lot of fun, but word on the street, you're a little afraid of heights.
Word on the street, how about view on the camera there? I mean, God, I had to write that 4 times. But for you, for GMA,
there you go.
For Miss Dolly Parton, for America, I will do anything to get the right shot. But when you were earlier in your career, you showed me yesterday, you were talking about you had to ride some roller coasters.
Don't tell me you picked the...
We dug up that footage. America, you're welcome. But we're in good company, actually, with the, unease on the roller coasters. Miss Dolly Parton herself says that she's not a fan of her own amazing roller coasters here. She leaves it to the kids. I'm the youngster. I'll gladly do it.
Yeah, I was a youngster when I did that for the TV station in Atlanta, Georgia.
I guess it's a rite of passage.
It is a rite of passage. And how about this here on the porch? Where are you on the rain? We're out here.
Yeah. We got the porch. We're chilling.
But you know what? We're going to head inside because we're going to do some cooking in just a little bit, guys.
All right, we can't wait to see that. And Robin not only rode the roller coaster, she was doing an interview with a hand mic. That was impressive.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts.
Okay, and there you go. Very cool indeed. And we are going to switch gears now, and let's go into entertainment news. And in entertainment news, Ellen DeGeneres announces she's ending her daytime talk show. Let's take a look at that video from Entertainment Tonight.
I've travelled all over, telling folks they could save by bundling home and car insurance. But here's the real secret. Eye contact. We just had a moment.
Geico.
I'll walk away really when I stop having fun.
It's the end of an era. Ellen DeGeneres will wrap up her daytime talk show in 2022.
It's the greatest thing.
The 63-year-old TV personality revealed that the Ellen DeGeneres show's upcoming 19th season will be its last in a statement to The Hollywood Reporter published on Wednesday. Quote, "It's going to be really hard on the last day, but I also know it's time."
How are you going to know when it's the right time to walk away from daytime?
Well, I hope I know when people kind of are tired of me. I think I'll sense that.
Ellen went on to say she is a creative person and needs to be challenged, which is why she decided to host the Oscars and go back to stand-up comedy when she didn't think she ever would. Quote, as great as this show is and as fun as it is, it's just not a challenge anymore. I need something new to challenge me.
It's September 8th. This is our very, very first show, and you are my very first audience.
Ellen premiered on September 8th, 2003, and over the course of its 18 seasons has won 61 Daytime Emmy Awards. According to Forbes, Ellen makes an estimated $55 million a year as host of Ellen and has an overall net worth of over $300 million.
I love what I do. I love making people happy, and I love seeing people laugh and have a good time. And we have a great group of writers and great producers, and we just work hard every single day to make it new and exciting.
In May 2019, Ellen signed a 3-year deal to extend her program through 2022.
It's been a lot of fun, and 16 years is a pretty good run. Sometimes in a relationship, you need to take a break. But I don't. You're stuck with me because I just signed for 3 more years.
That same month, the comedian spoke to E.T. about when she would know it was time to leave the show.
If I'm having fun and no one's watching, I don't care. But if I'm not having fun and everyone's watching, then I should walk away.
News of Ellen ending her program comes less than a year after former employees of the Ellen Degeneres show claimed it was a toxic work environment. At the time, Ellen apologized in a staff email, and the show held a virtual staff meeting to address the allegations. E.T. previously reported that Warner Brothers Television told Ellen staffers that they would be seeking the services of an independent third-party firm, which would interview current and former employees about their experiences behind the scenes of the daytime talk show. Now, a source tells E.T. that at the time, she considered leaving the show. Quote, she was extremely hurt, angry, and embarrassed about the claims, and also felt really betrayed. It impacted her deeply on so many levels. Ellen has always known that she can be tough at times and have high expectations, but she never thought of herself in the negative way she was being spoken about in the press. Following the allegations in July 2020, Ellen sent an internal letter obtained by ET to staffers where she said she was committed to having conversations about fairness and justice. It's a sentiment she reflected in September during the season 18 premiere of her show.
I know that I'm in a position of privilege and power, and I realize that with that comes responsibility, and I take responsibility for what happens at my show. We have had a lot of conversations over the last few weeks about the show, our workplace, and what we want for the future. We have made the necessary changes, and today we are starting a new chapter.
Now, a source tells ET she just feels like it's time to move on. Quote, Ellen doesn't feel any financial pressure to figure out her next move and wants to involve herself in work projects that make her happy and accomplished.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And thank you for joining us for this Thursday morning edition of the Morning Show with Riley King. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for another edition of the Morning Show with Riley King. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for watching, and have a great rest of your day.